Democratic freshman Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is now reportedly apologizing again for tweets she posted earlier this month condemned as anti-Semitic. This time she's apologized to several Jewish groups in a confidential conference call. The Minnesota lawmaker came under fire earlier this month for tweets suggesting American lawmakers were motivated by money to support Israel and claimed it referred to powerful lobbying groups. But critics, including Democratic leadership, quickly criticized her remarks. Ari, I know that this is a story that has really bothered you and me both. We tweeted and talked about it a lot. When is an apology enough? Is this apology enough? I mean, she's sort of had to apologize for this multiple times. Should we take her at face value, accept the apology, and move on?
You know, I've never been much for the politics of apologies. They don't really matter to me that much. What matters to me much more is what do you think, what's in your heart?
Right.
And what's so revealing about her tweet saying it's the Benjamins, it's the dollars, $100 bills that make people support Israel, it misses the power of ideas. And the idea of Israel is it is the one bastion in a bad region of the world where there are no democracies, where Israel is the most pro-Western, pro-American, only democratic, free state that is a peaceful state that was attacked by all its neighbors the day it was created. That's a country worth supporting as Americans. So when I hear that the reason Americans support it is because of money, this is terribly bothersome, especially because it's the anti-Semitic trope that everybody has used for thousands of years.
Marie, Ari brings up a good point to the larger point of Democratic support for the state of Israel, which has waned, I think, by many accounts. It's no longer the bipartisan issue that it once was. Where do you think that the Democrat Party is moving as it relates to support for the state of Israel?
Well, actually, I think American support for Israel has dipped a bit, and in part that's been a reaction to Israeli politics and Prime Minister Netanyahu going farther right. And so you can criticize Israel's politics without being anti-Semitic. You can hold them to account for policies without being anti-Semitic. On the question of this Congresswoman, I think it's a good thing that she reached out to Jewish groups and wanted to talk to them. Like, what's the alternative? Not doing it? I don't obviously like her tweets or think that they were good things to do or believe, but if she can have a dialogue with Jewish groups and maybe learn from them, that's a place to start, right?
Do you think she ought to be on a Foreign Affairs Committee at this point, or do you think she should have to earn that?
Yes, I'm fine with her being on the Foreign Affairs Committee.
She shouldn't be on the Foreign Affairs Committee because she sympathizes with terrorists. She, laughed about the fact that Al Qaeda and Hezbollah are put on terrorist lists during an interview a couple of years ago when she took a college course on it. She didn't think that it should be, that we speak about terrorist groups as if they're these boogeyman type organizations. She regularly does events for CARE, which was an unindicted co-conspirator in the Holy Land Foundation project for funneling money to Hamas. So there are issues beyond her anti-Semitism, which has repeated itself, that are very concerning considering her high position on the Foreign Affairs Committee.
Final word.
Yeah, I want to yield my time to Ari because, you're in a unique position. I watch you on Twitter, and I just want you to maybe share with our audience your perspective on it.
Well, first of all, the decline of support for Israel has been a decades-long problem for the Democratic Party. It has nothing to do with Netanyahu. It happened way before he came into office. The Democrats have never supported Israel the way Republicans have, and the Democratic support has collapsed to neutrality. Republican support has surged.
We're going to have to go, but we will be back with more Outnumbered in just a moment.